Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbomark channel. Today I am in the forest again. Birds keep chirping, wonderful atmosphere, the sun is shining, everything's warm. I really enjoy that, and I thought I'd share with you a little project I just recently learned, and this is a project you can again do with a simple little Swiss Army knife. So start with taking out the big blade, and as you can see, this is a stick of hazel. Hazel is a really awesome wood for carving because it has a long but a fine grain. It is rather soft when fresh and dries out really hard and durable. And what we want to do now is we want to carve a little rabbit head, and for that take care that not like myself, and there's a little, you see there's a little branch in that, but you want to see look after take care that there are no thick branches in it. This might not be that big of a problem. You don't want the branches because the grain is going any which way, and that is pretty hard to carve. And starting with a chest power cut, I try to remove as much of the branches as possible, like that. And on the other side, to make it a little bit symmetrical. As you can see, for another video I demonstrated, I just carved some it's thinner on one side, and I will continue this. Take care. If you always carve the edges like that, you will have a little bit of more control. And now with a scooping cut, you see with this motion, you add some recession. You can use some push cut too. Always remove material on the edges, because that's far easier. Now you're left with something like that. Doesn't look changed much. And now we are going to this section here, and with a scooping cut starting here, you just like that. We just remove material on the back side. Take care not to remove too much material from there, and scooping cut like that does the trick. Like that. What we want to do now is removing the bark, gently cutting, and now we carve this section, this portion, a little bit thinner, just a little bit. Will do the trick all right. And we add some facets again, like that. And some facets here. Now we are carving a tip on this side. turning it around, and you want a little bit of a more defined tip on this side and a little less defined tip on that side. So that. Keep in mind to add some facets again, and I accidentally did a little bit of a scooping cut, and it's pretty hard to get that right. If you got this motion and you need to do this motion again, sometimes I get some difficulties with that. Adding the facets on the tip again, and actually facets are pretty great if you want to add some stark character, but you might rabbit is all fluffy and cute and stuff, and so you don't want to maybe you don't want to keep the facets. So carving it flat again, but don't remove too much material, because so like that. Now we turn the piece, adding some facets. In order to have an easier job removing the material like that. Now what we want to do is we remove the bark first. I was one step ahead already in my mind, so actually leaving some pieces of bark on might even add to character, but you need to do this according to your project, of course. And at this point we carve a notch. It's a little bit of give and take for the proportions, and actually you want to carve it's just not just a stop cut, but you set the stop cut at an angle using a thumb push grip like that. You get some more control over the definition of your cut. And as you can see, it's already getting shape. I find these projects, obviously they are not necessarily the most artisanal or something, but the great thing is you don't need to you can produce a lot of crappy art and you will get better in no time. And so don't stress yourself out. And I like these projects because they are actually quite simple, and even some ham-fisted guy like myself can understand the principles. And look at that, I just did a cut in this direction, a stop cut, and we remove the material with a sort of a rotation, and the rotation comes from your shoulder. And see that like that. And we add the same kind of cut on the other side, again with that rotation from your shoulder. Actually, carving is a pretty nice workout because you can use your whole body. If I'm doing this power cut, I put my shoulders to the front, and my whole body pulls the knife like that, and you got a lot of power that way. And if you're carving with children, this is the point where you can already say, okay, that's the point. That's we now can call it quits, and we just paint the face. But given that I think a lot of you guys are adults, we can continue, and we want to create on a flat surface on both sides, and we do something like a scooping cut again. And this motion shall be directed more towards the snout of the rabbit, like that. This is something you can still do with kids, alright. And this portion here can be the cheeks. So now I fold back in my little blade. By the way, actually, even if Swiss Army knife has got to stop here, I recommend you don't do this, because as they say in France, for the la gueule, ressort silencieux vivra vieux. Close it gently. Just hurts. And you can now fold out the small blade. And now we are putting on some big almond-shaped eyes. I like those, even if a rabbit doesn't have eyes like that, because, well, it's a sort of a grammar. It's like that. If you do this, and now you carve from the middle of the eye towards your stop cut. Don't apply too much force. I'm not tiring to say that, because these are cuts where you can easily hurt yourself. By the way, keep your band-aids handy. I got mine in the lid pouch of my backpack, so if something happens, I can always access them rather in no time. You don't need a lot of force, though. The less force you use now, the cleaner the cut. And look at that, right mess I made. just add more cuts and like that. And you can use your knife blade, put the point in the corner of the lower corner of the eye, then move it across. Don't cut into the wood, but like that, checking for symmetry. You can estimate where to place your cut. Again, don't apply too much force. I use thumb push cutting technique again. Cutting out the topmost cut, and using my potato peeler grip, and again, don't use too much force. Actually, it's more of a reminder to myself. Oh, that looks like a demon rabbit. Where's the monster? Is it behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit. Now what we are going to do, because we forgot, we can round up the ears a little bit, because it looks so spiky. I don't want it. What we want to do now is we are adding sort of a cut between the ears, like that, using a potato peeler grip. If you want to use this, for instance, as a walking stick topper, which I have seen and which I really like, I recommend you don't. You see some people sawing between the ears, and I don't recommend that, because a walking stick is sometimes they are rather abused, and so they fall off a cliff or whatever, and the less material you got, the more prone it is to breaking. And just add some recession. Actually, I would recommend you do it do a deeper recession than I am doing, because this is for demonstrational purposes. And what you want to do is you use many cuts with little force, and like that. But you add a little bit of depth, and but don't cut all the way through. Just leave enough material to aid stability. By the way, I will refine it later. It's just for showing you the process, and so should you. Don't believe a word I'm saying. No, I really and sincerely hope I am keeping it as real as possible. including my fumbling for words or double taking something, because, well, that's what I am, and there's a lot of things on the interwebs that just don't need to be. Enough said. I am doing the same on the backside, and I nearly cut myself because I applied too much force. Happens to me too. That's one of the reasons I keep saying this is because I know I don't want you to hurt yourself, and because I know how it feels to hurt yourself. That's not because I'm a know-it-all, but because I just don't want you to bleed, because I know how it feels. Like that. Actually, my constant ranting about not applying too much force might be as well as a reminder for myself. I mean, blood might be a nice stain for a rabbit. It's completely paradox. Now, what we want to do is we add sort of a recession on the ears, like that. It doesn't need to be really deep or something. Just adding some shallow cuts. They might even meet. And just like with the eye, you don't need to create a complete recession. So you don't need to cut it really deep. You can also decorate it with symbols or semi-abstract traits of design, because a rabbit is actually a mythological creature. Also, it has been used as an apatopion in a lot of cultures, and if you're a Native American, you might have a story of the rabbit as trickster. I know that the Cherokee actually, OCO by the way, have a legend of a rabbit as trickster, and over here it's not Europe, it's as such, because Europe didn't exist at that time. It's a long time ago in Iron Age Europe. There was the legend of the hare being an animal of Bridget, the mother goddess, and the goddess of craft, but that's maybe another thing for another video, and but I want to do a rabbit with spirals on, because that's not this time, by the way, because that's part of the mythology of Bridget, and I really love spirals, because it is even quite probable that spirals are a rather valid way to express the relations of natural physics, and that's not meant in any way as metaphysical, but rather, well, it's rather in a concrete physical science sense. I'm talking about the formula, how it's called, the Mandelbrot sequence. And by the way, the Fibonacci sequence also shows the evidence of the mathematical evidence of spirals. Fascinating topic, but not mine now. Maybe time for another video. Just create tiny recession here now, and we're nearing the end of our little project, like that. And this will make an awesome walking stick topper, and you can obviously refine it a lot still. It's just but you see what I mean with working with the facets. There were no refining cuts involved, but you can see that you got. I'm a big fan of understanding the principles of a rabbit. It might sound a little bit esoteric, but if you, by the way, look at Pictish art, they really got it right to create the symbolic essence of the animals they wanted to depict and depict. And there's really great Iron Age art around incorporating a vast understanding of the basic principles of what was depicted, and that's just stunning to me. Celtic art is a really great example of a rather even mathematical symbolism, and it's not something I read and hear a lot on the interwebs on the Celts being, well, the ancestral beings and a natural religion. No, they weren't. They were no natural religion. There was a reason that they forbade people to cut down trees in Britain and Ireland, because people did. That wasn't based on an ecological mindset. In the Hallstatt region and the Regnum Noricum in Carinthia and Styria in Austria, they produced the first ecological catastrophe of mankind's history, and you can, to date, you can find the heavy metals they introduced into the soil, and they did an early form of mass butchering livestock. There were basins in the Hallstatt mines reserved for sorting entire pigs. It was an industry, so that's simply not true. On the other hand, they had some things really wired and fascinating culture. And by the way, and that is what I'm saying, the understanding of principles of stuff, the abstraction, is really fascinating to see, because we must keep in mind that this might be a very different way of understanding your environment. and it might be beneficial for our society to well, not dismissing mathematics, by the way. It is mathematics, not dismissing ratio, and that is what my criticism towards the people that go arse over tit over the Celts having a natural spirituality and stuff. That's not true. That at least we cannot say it. We can't even attribute something like Sorin or Bjartine to the ancient Celts. The ancient ones. We know something from Ireland, but and from Brittany and the whole, and England especially, but these are only tiny pieces of a big puzzle we do not yet understand. We need to dig up a lot of more archaeological finds until we even get to the basic terms. So, but what's really is fascinating is if you try to apply these design principles that the Picts used. Picts are not Celts, by the way. Picts are Picts, and they are similar from the material culture, but no, it's not that easy. But if you, long story short, if you can incorporate the principles of a hare or rabbit, it's more of a hare because it has longer ears, into your designs, that makes your design process a lot easier. So I hope also, I think there is a woodpecker over there. Yeah, can't show you that, but I will now enjoy my carving, and hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned, and I hope to have inspired you a little bit for your own carving processes. That's not the most beautiful rabbit there is, and I know that, and I'm not the big checker around, so make it your own, make the design your own, and if you get better than myself, I would be really glad, because I want to inspire you. I don't want to feel myself as the big guy, because I am not. So have fun carving, take good care, as you've seen. Don't apply too much force. You can see that even I can. That was a close one, actually. So don't apply too much force. Your cuts will be cleaner, and be careful around blades, and enjoy your carving time in the woods. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.